إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعين به ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. اللهم صل وسلم وزد وبارك على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. ثم أما بعد. So today inshallah we will continue to speak about the Seerah, but today's topic is about what happens immediately after the revelation of the first revelation, or even then the second revelation. The first revelation started with Iqra. Then the angel Jibreel appeared again to the Prophet ﷺ, and then he told him, Ya ayyuhal muddathir. So our religion is basically built in two items: reading and knowledge, and then action. The first order was Iqra. Then the second order was Ya ayyuhal muddathir qum fa'anzir. So now wake up, stand up, and start warning people. قم فأنذر وربك فكبر وثيابك فطهر والرجز فهجر. So these are the first few ayahs that were revealed immediately in the second revelation. So this is the start of the message, the message of the Prophet ﷺ. The first ayah was Iqra, which is the start of the prophethood. As a prophet, he now started to receive revelation. Then started the message. But what is the difference, or is there a difference between a prophet and a messenger? What do you think? Do you think there is a difference between a prophet and a messenger? Any ideas? Is there a difference between a prophet and a messenger? Are they the same? Are they different? Any ideas? So actually, the scholars themselves disagree on this, on answering this question. Some scholars say there is actually no difference. Yes, go ahead. This is one of the answers. So actually, I will go through the different answers to this question, and we have different opinions. This is one of the opinions, which is the messenger comes with a new message. The prophet does not have a new message. But what is the message itself? So we go back to the same question. ما هي رسالة? What is the message? So actually, the scholars say a messenger and a prophet are synonyms. A messenger and a prophet are the same. This is one common opinion. And the second opinion says, which is exactly the same as he said, a prophet is someone who comes with a revelation, but no new message, no new book, let's say. Whereas the messenger comes with a new message and a new book, a new sharia, let's say. But when we look into the different messengers and prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we see inconsistency with this opinion. So for example, was Adam alayhi salam a prophet or a messenger? Any idea? Adam was a prophet. The Prophet ﷺ was asked, هل كان آدم نبيا أم رسولا؟ قال كان نبيا مكلما. So he was a prophet who was talking by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke to him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke to Adam. But he was a prophet, not a messenger. Was there a message before him? No. So how can we reconcile this with this opinion, which is a messenger comes with a new message, where the prophet has an old message that was revealed before him? It's not consistent. So this is a different opinion. This is the second, actually a most common opinion, which is a prophet does not have a new message, but the messenger has a new sharia. This is actually not consistent with some cases of the prophets. Okay, so the Ibn al-Qayyim has a very general opinion which encompasses all these opinions, which is actually, for me and for some scholars, the most logical definition of a messenger and a prophet. He says that both of them received revelation. Both of them were sent to people. Actually, both of them received revelation and were sent. But if we go back to the definition, the linguistic definition of a Nabi or a Nabi, the prophet, is someone who is told something. So he was told by Allah, then he was asked to convey the message to the people. But the difference is that he was speaking to some people who agree on what he says. They don't disagree with him. Like أنبياء بني إسرائيل. All أنبياء بني إسرائيل were prophets who came with the same message of Prophet Musa, but their people did not deny their message. They did not disagree with them, although they disobeyed them, but they did not disagree with them. So a Nabi is someone who is sent to people who disagree with his message. They don't disagree with him, but maybe he is renewing their message, renew their religion, whatever. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends revelation to him to renew or to speak to their people. Allah speaks to them through revelation to speak to their people, to convey the message to their people. While the messenger, الرسول, هو شخص أرسل برسالة لقوم يعارضونه. He was sent by a message to people who disagree with what he is saying, or disagree with his message. They disagree with the Sharia, with the new Sharia, whether this Sharia was new or old. So some messengers came with most of the messengers actually came with the new Sharia, but some messengers used an old Sharia. Do we have an example? Yes, we have an example. So the first prophet is Sayyidina Adam. Who is the first messenger after Sayyidina Adam? Nuh. Nuh was the first messenger after Adam. There is almost like 10 centuries between Nuh and Adam. But Nuh came with a new message. While, for example, Sayyidina Yusuf, was he a messenger or a prophet? Actually, first, Yusuf was a prophet because he was using the same Sharia of Sayyidina Ibrahim. And then, when he came to Qabt, to the Akhbat Misr, when he came to Egypt, he found an opportunity to make da'wah to the people of Egypt. So he became a messenger to the people of Egypt. So Sayyidina Yusuf is a messenger and a prophet. So every messenger is a prophet, but not every prophet is a messenger. Under this same meaning. Again, the meaning is a messenger and a prophet, they all received revelation. If they preach to their people who don't disagree with them, is a prophet. If they preach to people who disagree with them, they become a messenger. Okay? And this is the general meaning. According to this meaning, prophets are not protected or have no isma from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Which means that their people can kill them, which happens with most of or some of Bani Israel. So the prophets of the Israelites some of them were killed by the Israelites, by the children of Israel. Some of them were killed because they were prophets. They did not have complete protection from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala against killing. While messengers have this isma, messengers have this protection from Allah. They have the protection until they reveal all their message. No messenger was killed. This is a rule. No messenger was killed, but some prophets were killed. Okay? So if we speak about this definition, now we know the difference between a prophet and a messenger, and we have, as we said, different opinions, but I think this is the most appealing, the most logical definition or difference between a messenger and a prophet. So back to the same question. Did we have any prophetesses, any female prophets or not? If we use the same previous meaning, which is prophets, people who were revealed to, but were not asked to reveal the message to people who disobeyed or opposed them. Some scholars say no. All prophets and messengers were men. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِنْ قَبْلِكَ إِلَّا رِجَالًا نُوحِي إِلَيْهِمْ. We have not sent revelation to anyone before you except for men to whom we revealed. But scholars say no, but this meaning applies to messengers, not to the prophets. Back to the same meaning. Messengers did not have any opposition. Messengers had opposition. Prophets did not have any opposition from people. So if we use the same meaning, messengers we're all men, because it needs power and strength of men to fight, because messengers, sometimes fought against their enemies. Okay? While prophets did not fight in this sense, which means did not have protection. And accordingly, some scholars say no. We actually think that there were some prophetesses. And prophetesses, we received revelation, which one of them is the most common example is Sayyida Maryam. أرسلنا إليها روحنا فتمثل لها بشرا سويا. We sent our spirit, which means Angel Jibreel. Angel Jibreel, Allah used to call him our spirit, روحنا. And the Prophet ﷺ called him Ruh al-Qudus. Ruh al-Qudus means the spirit of holiness, Jibreel. So Sayyida Maryam received the revelation. Is this revelation prophethood or not? That's a different story. But she received revelation and we know that he spoke to her. Some scholars say no, this kind of speech was not like a kind of prophethood, because there are some other examples of people who spoke to angels, but they were not prophets. But other scholars say no. But Maryam was a prophetess, and also Musa was a prophetess. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed to her. Was this revelation a kind of inspiration or actual revelation through an angel? Was not clear, but clearly he revealed to her. So some people also say she was also a prophetess. Musa was a prophetess and Maryam was a prophetess. But again, under the same definition, which is a different differentiation between a prophet and a messenger, which is the common, I believe this is a common sense definition. The difference between a prophetess, the prophet and a messenger. So our Prophet ﷺ was a prophet and a messenger. He called himself a prophet. He said, أنا النبي لا كذب أنا ابن عبد المطلب. So I am the prophet, and no doubt I am the son of Abd al-Muttalib. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called him a Rasul in the Quran. Okay, so he is a prophet and Rasul. So as we know, all messengers are prophets, but not all prophets are messengers. Okay, this is the definition of a prophet and a messenger. So back to the Seerah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered the Prophet ﷺ to start the action, which is to start making da'wah to his people. Da'wah starts always with people who love you. If you'd like to start da'wah, start with people whom you love, or who loves you, not people who are enemies. This is what the Prophet ﷺ made. He started with Khadija, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, Ali ibn Abi Talib, Zayd ibn Haritha, and then some other close companions. But let's say, who is the first Muslim? Who was the first convert? Again, scholars have different opinions. Was it Khadija? Was it Abu Bakr? Was it Ali? Was it Zayd? So the consistent meaning is that Khadija was the first female. Abu Bakr was the first free male. Free man, a male, free man. Zayd was the first slave. Ali was the first young man. How old was Ali at that time? He was only 10 years. In most common opinions, he was 10 years only. Ali ibn Abi Talib. Zayd ibn Haritha is a very unique situation, has a very unique situation. Zayd ibn Haritha was used to be called Zayd ibn Muhammad. He was adopted by the Prophet ﷺ before Allah revealed the Quran that adoption is haram. So Zayd ibn Haritha was the slave of Khadija. Then Khadija gave him a gift to the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet raised him, and when his people discovered that he is now a slave with Quraysh, with someone in Quraysh called Muhammad, they came to the Prophet ﷺ. His uncle and his brother, his father came to the Prophet ﷺ to take him and pay his ransom. So they asked the Prophet ﷺ, we can pay you whatever you want and give us our son. He said, I will give you more than this. I will call him and give him the choice to go with you or stay with me. Zayd ibn Haritha actually decided to stay with the Prophet as a slave and not to go with his father and his uncle. And as an appreciation from the Prophet ﷺ, at that time, this was before the prophethood, the Prophet ﷺ took him and went to the Kaaba and he said, O people of Quraysh, Zaydun minni wa ana min Zayd wa Zayd minni wa yarithuni. So he is from me, from my family, and he will be my heir. He will take from my inheritance, which means he is my son now. And he used to be called Zayd ibn Muhammad. Abdullah ibn Umar says, I did not know any name to him except for Zayd ibn Muhammad until the ayah was revealed that وما كان محمد أبا أحد من رجالكم. So Muhammad is not the father of any of your men. So he did not know that Zayd was not Zayd ibn Haritha. He knew that he is Zayd ibn Muhammad, and everybody knew him as Zayd ibn Muhammad. Umm Aisha said that the Prophet ﷺ loved Zayd. He called him Al-Hib, the most loved one, Al-Hib. And Usama ibn Zayd was Al-Hib ibn Al-Hib, the loved one of the son of the loved one. So she said even that if he was alive, when the Prophet ﷺ passed away, he would be the Khalifa. So imagine how important and how much love the Prophet ﷺ had to Zayd ibn Haritha. He loved him so much that if he was there, he would be the Khalifa, not Abu Bakr Siddiq. Imagine. And he sent him to any battle he used to send him, he sent him as the leader. Zayd ibn Haritha was always the leader until he died in Mu'tah. So Zayd ibn Haritha was always the leader. The Prophet ﷺ always hired him as the leader. Nothing more less than this. So this is one of the very first people who converted to Islam. Then Abu Bakr Siddiq, and we know all who is Abu Bakr Siddiq. Abu Bakr Siddiq will need a series of halaqas to talk about him. But one situation is that Abu Bakr Siddiq and Umar ibn Khattab had some disagreement, and then he was sad, and he came to Abu Bakr came to the Prophet ﷺ, and it appeared on his face that he was sad. The Prophet ﷺ recognized this in his face, and he told the Sahaba that your friend has some disagreement and conflict. He told him that yes, I had a conflict with Umar ibn Khattab. I apologized to him, but he refused to accept my apology. The Prophet ﷺ was very mad, and he went to Umar ibn Khattab and he said, "Halla taraktum li sahibi? Would you leave my friend to me, my companion to me?" وَمَا أُوذِيَ بَعْدَهَا. No one ever tried to harm Abu Bakr Siddiq after this event, because they all knew that Abu Bakr Siddiq was most loved by the Prophet ﷺ. He was a Siddiq. He believed the Prophet ﷺ when everybody thought that he is a liar. He's the first one. They told him, your friend says so and so that he is a prophet and he was sent. He said, إِن كَانَ قَالَ فَقَدْ صَدَقَ. If he said he's truthful. No way, no doubt. Rasul ﷺ says, كُلُّكُمْ when he offered the Islam to everyone had the Prophet ﷺ had kabwa, which means had some kind of hesitation, except for Abu Bakr. He accepted Islam from the first second. These are examples of people who were the first converts. And the next day, Abu Bakr Siddiq came with few people. Most of them were among the 10 people promised Jannah. This is an example of people who have the duty of the Ummah, and they start acting on this. Abu Bakr Siddiq the next day started to make the da'wah among his companions and his friends. And he came with some people among who are promised with Jannah. This is an example of people who take the responsibility for the Ummah. And I will conclude this because I don't want to take so much time of your time. But this is how the Prophet ﷺ received revelation, and the difference between a prophet and a messenger, and the examples of people who the Prophet ﷺ chose to start and give them the first invitation for Islam. And they were tools for the da'wah and for Islam later on. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك اللهم وأتوب إليك. Thank you so much. جزاكم الله خير.